Hi, so it's day 54 of my weight loss journey to take back my health. And today was difficult. And I sometimes look at my old videos, just to pick a few at random, just to see where I can improve because I think my videos are a little rambly. Um, and I want them to be helpful to others. I'm basically doing the videos that I wish I would have found earlier when I was really struggling, and just weight loss just seemed impossible. No matter what I tried, it just was so difficult. And I become convinced during my journey that it was the sugar and gluten addiction, really, because now that I've kind of overcome that, I can feel more calmness, the ability to think more calmly about what I should eat and what my goals are. Whereas before, I would just get so, I don't know what the word is, so excited about eating sugar and carbs that I would just rationalize anything, justify anything, make any excuse to myself to eat it. Oh, it's emergency, like people in my family say. It cracks me up. I haven't eaten since, yesterday. And it would be true, because I take care of my mom, my elderly mom, and my daughter with autism. And sometimes somebody's sick, especially my mom. My daughter really doesn't have serious health crises, but my mom does. So I'm rushing her to the emergency room at 2 in the morning, and I'm sleeping on the sofa in the or the whatever in the waiting room, and just then I hear the new and it'll be 4 o'clock before I think about eating because the stress kind of shut down my appetite. And I might not be able to leave for too long because I'm stressed out. Oh, what if something happens to her while I'm gone eating? I can't even relax enough to eat a meal. So I'm headed to the vending machine just to get something to hold me over. And, I would live in that mode for so many days. It's so insidious, this addiction. I mean, why couldn't I have gone to the cafeteria and gotten a salad and came back and ate it in the same chair in the waiting room accessible to the nurses and doctors, just like the stuff from the vending machine? Yeah, it was a further walk, but what emergency is going to come up that can't wait 5 more minutes? I mean, I'm not the doctor. It's how you rationalize eating these simple carbs. And I really think that's the difference. So anyone that's watching these videos, I would urge you to try giving up sugar and gluten because they are so incredibly addictive. And I know that gluten is like a controversial topic right now. I've shared with a few friends and family members what I'm doing, and I've heard more than once people say, "Oh, really? Well, gluten is the big hypey topic right now, and very few people actually have gluten intolerance. Very few people are actually allergic to gluten. Are you sure? Are you sure you're just not falling for this hype?" And I have to point out to them that I truly am allergic as diagnosed by my doctor. And then thinking to myself, but I don't say it because I don't want them to feel like an idiot, but I'm thinking to myself, really? You're championing gluten to somebody overweight? I mean, if I decide not to eat gluten, you should be encouraging that because it's a processed carb. Nobody needs gluten. I mean, if I tell someone, you know what, I think I'm allergic to spinach, I'm never going to eat spinach again. Okay, then maybe try to reason with me. How do you know you're allergic to spinach? And have you talked to the doctor? But gluten, seriously, it shows me, I don't want to say other people are addicted, but it just, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. When people say, "Are you really sure you're allergic to gluten? You're just not jumping on the hype bandwagon." I'm thinking, does this make sense? Are you really trying to talk me into eating gluten, a processed simple carb, when I am 100 pounds overweight? and my doctor has ordered me to lose weight. I don't think people think straight about a lot of things. But I've said in other videos, but I think maybe I should bring it up again to someone who doesn't want to watch all 53 of them. I'll make it quick, which I know is a challenge for me, but I know I'm allergic to gluten. My doctor told me this because I went through a spell of trying to be vegan and not really understanding what that meant as well as I should have, and purchasing a lot of, well, basically, I was a victim of the food industry commercials. I thought being vegan means fake chicken and fake this and fake that. So I had bought some fake hamburger meat, vegan, which means it's fake because it's not real meat. And I was incredibly sick. I mean, incredibly sick. It was horrible. I had vomiting. I had really extreme nausea. All my joints ached. I had a headache. I could barely get out of bed. And I didn't know what it was. I thought, oh, it's some kind of virus I got. So I bought it again and made it again. It was kind of nasty, but I was committed to making it work. And I got sick again the same way. So, but this time it didn't seem to, leave me as quickly. So I went to the doctor. And the first time I didn't eat that much because I was like kind of unsure about how it would taste. But the second time I ate a lot because it wasn't too bad. It was really kind of nasty, but I put so many spices in it, it made it edible. And he started asking me, well, what have you eaten? Because this sounds like, a food allergy. Um, and I told him, and he said, that's it. I bet you're allergic to gluten because a lot of people are. And it's not always this, I forget what it's called, some kind of intestine thing, like it gives you, I don't like to say that word, it gives you intestinal cramps and that necessitate bathroom visits. And he said it's not always that. It doesn't always, like Crohn's disease, it doesn't always give you that. It's sometimes people can have any reaction to an allergy. It could be internal, it could be like vomiting, it could be headaches, it could be heart racing. I mean, all kinds of things show an allergy. So he said just try to avoid it, start to read labels, and I did that for a while and I felt a lot better. My joints felt better. I just felt more energetic. I felt great. So I became convinced he was right. I mean, that sounds so stupid. Like, who would ever think a doctor would be right? But he was right. And of course, I eventually went back to it because so many things have gluten in it. And so I stayed achy and tired, but I knew I had the allergy. I accepted it from that one instance because when I looked at the ingredients on those fake hamburger meat products, the first ingredient is wheat gluten. No wonder I was so incredibly sick. When I do eat gluten over the years, I try to really watch my portions, like one cupcake, and I try not to eat all of the cake. I'd eat all the frosting. I dealt with my sugar problem, which I'm not allergic, but I have high blood sugar, by just always kind of rationalizing it. Oh, it's once a day. I just have it once a day. Oh, it's just a little bit. You know what? I ate such a big healthy dinner that it won't make my blood sugar rise because just this little piece of cake. I mean, it's embarrassing to me how many years I went like that. I mean, that's just insane. It's just crazy. But, that's sometimes where we're at. And it's still difficult. I am always finding solutions to get around it, like the peanut butter cake that I made with gluten-free flour and stevia. It wasn't that good, but it was good enough. And I think that's stalling my weight loss. I mean, this is a journey. And that's why I'm making these video blogs, because maybe you can learn from some of my mistakes. I mean, that could be And I fell in that trap the first time around with the vegan thing. You know, it was fake chicken. Why not eat vegetables? Why not eat nuts for protein? Why not eat tofu? Why not eat any other source of vegan protein out there? Why does it have to be fake? Well, tofu is processed as well. I like to stick to nuts, but that stalled my weight loss also. And just a little comment about tofu. I used to drink a lot of soy milk and eat tofu like crazy. And my doctor thinks it kind of messed with my thyroid because some people are allergic to soy and it comes up in their thyroid. So I had low thyroid. He told me to cut out soy for 3 months and then he saw me again and my thyroid improved. So he was convinced that the soy was messing with my thyroid. So I tried to avoid processed soy products. I mean, he told me, if you just like buy a container of soybeans and eat it, you're going to be fine, but don't concentrate and process it and eat tofu and things like that, which is kind of sad because I love tempeh. It's so good. I love it. So I gotta kind of, not eat too much of it anymore. So I'm going to be going to the gym next week. I talked about that in one of my other videos. I'm getting better. I mean, this is my daughter's shirt because I still have to wear things. She's a little bit bigger than I am. I still have to wear things that are kind of loose. I can only wear my own clothes when they're stretchy and very loose and button up or something like that. And I'm looking forward to really having full movement in my shoulder and being able to wear my regular clothes and ride my bike. I still can't ride my bike. I mean, it's kind of cold outside, so that's not that bad. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about those things that have come up in my journey, like sharing it with people and people being so horrified that I've jumped on the hype bandwagon and think that I'm allergic to gluten. I really think gluten is a trap for a lot of people because it's processed. I mean, my doctor told me that processed carbs are just not good for anybody. If you're going to have carbs, have some fruit. Have like a high carby vegetable like peas. Processed carbs aren't good for anybody. And I think that's true. Okay, now that I've gone into all that, I'm going to go into what I ate. And I did a little bit better today than other times, but I'm still having a bit of a challenge with when stuff comes up because what happened today is that my sink sprayer broke and so I can't use my faucet because now all the water comes out of the hose and it's a really strong stream, so if I try to wash dishes with it, it just splashes all over the place. So um, it was a, I guess this isn't that important, but it was a brand of faucet that's under warranty. So I had to call. They're sending out a new faucet. And so I got to wait for that to come in. But I'm trying to line up a plumber to come in, put it in. And that's hard for me because I'm frugal. I'm actually going to try to fix it myself. So we'll see how that goes. And then if I can't do it, I'll call a plumber. I have a plumber friend that doesn't charge too much because he knows my situation. But still, I'm going to try to do it myself. I don't have the strength to do it, but my daughter will help with the strength part. So we'll see what kind of partnership we could come up with. Okay, so that kind of really surprised me and really threw me off. So I had to have a really simple breakfast. I still had some of those what is it, stevia nut squares that I made. And I ended up having half of that. I only had two because they're kind of heavy. And a glass of skim milk. That was my breakfast. And because it's hard to make the NutriBullet shake when I can't like wash anything, can't wash the spinach and all that. And then for lunch, which is my main meal of the day, I went to a Mexican restaurant. I had to. I'm frugal, but I couldn't cook or really do anything in my kitchen. And I got a dish that I like called pollo con crema. And I had about half of the meat in that sour cream sauce. I ate all the rice and beans though, because of course I love carbs. I admit it. So I have to really watch that they're healthier like this. I saved the other half of the meat for my daughter to have like in a taco the next day because it was flour tacos. I hate flour tacos, but that's what they had. I was with my daughter, and after that, oh, this is such a terrible picture. But she wanted some ice cream. She wanted to go to, what is it, Baskin Robbins, and I can't do that anymore. So I want to, again, I don't want to give her the view, oh, dieting is horrible. You can't eat any good food, it's so just restrictions. So we went to the grocery store and got this Breyers no sugar added, sugar-free Neapolitan ice cream, and we each had some of that. So that was pretty good. And that was all I ate because I just wasn't hungry anymore. I guess the stress, worrying about the plumber bill and not being able to do dishes. I was just stressed. I wasn't hungry, so I didn't eat anymore. So, okay, that's how my day went. I hope all of you had a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.